great Leslie Crowther.
Good evening. Put on a happy face. Brush off the clouds and cheer up. And put on a happy face. Take off the gloomy mask of tragedy. It's not your style. You'll look so good that you'll be glad you decided to smile. Pick out a pleasant outlook and stick out that noble chin. Wipe out that full of doubt look and slap on a happy grin. And you'll spread sunshine all over the place. Put on a happy face. Really?
Probably nowadays there might be one or two people who only know him as the game show host, but really he had the most tremendous career and contributed an awful lot to show business.
Wouldn't you agree that all comedy is, I'm talking about in its quintessence, all comedy is basically intellectual?
He had this enormous energy, and he just loved working an audience. He loved the idea of making people laugh, and he was very, very good at it.
Every time I tried to nibble your ear hole, I found myself with a mouthful of nougat.
Don't worry, Reggie, darling. It will be all right. It will be all right once we're married.
With a voice like that, you're joking.
The word that keeps coming back to me again and again is enthusiasm. You knew if you met Leslie Crowther that you were going to smile at some stage, well within the first 10 seconds.
Spanish are not nearly so cheerful normally, you know.
Good evening. I knew and worked with Leslie Crowther for more than 30 years. Our real friendship began in 1970 when I produced the Leslie Crowther Show for London Weekend Television. I also produced the series of My Good Woman, Leslie starring with Sylvia Sims and Richard Wilson, that was #1 in the ratings, and later I sent him out exactly 100 times to invite nearly 1,000 contestants on The Price is Right to come on down. But I first came across him at the BBC in the early 1960s on the Billy Cotton Band Show and the Black and White Minstrel Show, when I was a young assistant floor manager and Leslie was a new talent about to make the big time.
All right, Alf?
Righto, Bob.
A little nursery rhyme for the sons of millionaires. A little boy kneels at the foot of his cot. His daddy was loaded and left him the lot. Hush, hush, whisper who dares. Christopher Robin is counting his shares.
So you know Smith?
No.
Oh, Edie, yes you do. You really do. That shop in the High Street that you and me and Bert went into for some iced lollies, and Bert said to the assistant, "Is your ice cream pure?" And the assistant said, "As pure as the girl of your dreams." And Bert said, "Oh, blimey, I'll have a packet of fags then."
Leslie was the great British all-rounder. Straight actor, situation comedy star, children's entertainer, game show host, and after-dinner speaker. He was also a tireless worker for charity. He was a loving husband, father of 5, and grandfather of 12. But there was no public image and separate private person to Leslie. They were one and the same person. Leslie was born in Nottingham in 1933 into a theatrical family. Throughout his childhood, there was little doubt that his future lay in entertainment. And at the age of 11, he won a piano scholarship to the Royal Academy of Music. He could have pursued a career in classical music, but chose the stage instead. He later said he'd rather finish a performance to the sound of laughter than the polite applause he might get for a Chopin nocturne. After drama school, where he met his future wife Jean, Leslie appeared in Shakespeare, Revue, pantomime, and Seaside Concert Party, honing his musical and comedy skills. Leslie and Jean later worked together in the popular Ovaltine's radio program. It was a tough but invaluable apprenticeship that was to put him on the road to early television and radio success.
Yes, remember Alice Bluegown?
Yeah?
Well, I didn't write it, but I did some of the pleating.
Oh, dear.
Dear, dear. You know, I admire the people who do write.
Yeah, except the one who wrote that joke.
Well, I first met and worked with Leslie in 1962 when Leslie and Ronnie Barker and myself provided the sketches in a radio show called Variety Playhouse. And from that, Leslie was given his own radio show called Crowther's Crowd, and Ronnie and I went with him. Like Ronnie, he had this amazing capacity for any accent he could do.
Ah non, c'est moi qui parle, hein, c'est moi qui parle.
And his characterizations were always so accurate and very, very funny.
I took all my prescriptions to the doctor and he had to give me sedatives and surgetives and bars of chocolate laxative, pills to make you sleepy and there's pills to keep you wide awake. There's aspirins for headaches and there's powders for the stomachache. There's 6 new pairs of spectacles which I got with reductions and a hypodermic syringe with a book full of instructions. If ever I need earplugs, well, I'm sure there must be some about. And surgical appliances that I shall just keep mum about. I've got a steel corset to fit underneath me undies and a dozen pairs of gnashers and a special pair for Sundays. I think I have the answer to each pain or inflammation, so it's fiddle to the British Medical Association. oh, where's me tranquilizers? Gotta count the beat till I get one on the jaw, then I gotta beat the count 'cause I'm lying on the floor. I get up at 3 'cause I can't count to 4. I'm the boxer with the beat.
You train a lot on your own?
Oh, yeah.
Do you do any training at home?
Oh, yeah.
Well, doesn't the wife ever moan?
Yeah. Every morning when I wake, you see, I punch the bag as hard as can be.
I see. What happens then?
She gets up and makes the tea. I'm the boxer with the beat.
Bravo! Bravo! Encore! Encore! Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. What a lovely singer.